Hi everyone, and welcome to Creative Chelsey. Over the next couple days, I'm going to share with you 8 card ideas that you can make with one set of supplies from this month's kit. Today I'm sharing with you my first set of alternative cards using the December 2023 paper pumpkin kit called All the Best. This beautiful kit creates a total of 9 greeting cards, 3 in 3 different designs, plus it includes 1 acetate gift box that fits the cards. These are the intended projects that you can make with the kit. They are so beautiful with soft colors and gold accents. If you would like to watch me unbox the kit and create these cards, you can click on the playlist in the top right corner. Each month I take the contents from the paper pumpkin kits and make alternative projects. My cards are easy to follow and can be made by both experienced or new paper crafters. You may need just a couple other products to complete them. You can follow along with me using supplies you already have or purchase any of the products you see me use from my online store. The link to all products is below in the description or on my blog, creativechelsey.com. Today's first set of cards are colorful and fun. They highlight the dandelion card base from the kit. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get updates when I post a new video. I would love to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. If you're interested in getting your own paper pumpkin subscription, please use the link in the description below to subscribe. Let's begin by cutting our dandelion card base down. So we're going to start by cutting it in half at 5 or 4 1/4. Then on one piece, we are going to trim off a 1/2 inch. So with the dandelions on the left side, you're going to cut it at 5 inches, and that will remove a 1/2 inch from the top. And you're going to want to hold on to all of your scrap pieces. And then we'll go ahead and rotate, and we're going to cut again a 1/2 inch. So on the left side, bring it to 3 3/4 inches and trim off there. So this piece is for our old olive card. And then we're going to cut this piece for our crumb cake card. And you're going to rotate so the dandelions are on the left, and you're going to measure it at 2 3/4 inches. And go ahead and cut that. And save this again for some future cards. Another thing we're going to cut so that we can use it on both cards is the banner. And the easiest way to do this is to take that straight edge and place it at the top of your paper trimmer. And then the inside corner, you're going to line up on the cut line. And go ahead and trim that in half. So you get 2 pieces like this. We're also going to take one of the envelopes and we're going to cut it so that it's open. So we have 2 pieces, the front and the back. I just do this by rotating it around all the folded edges and trimming just a small piece off. You will want to hold on to all the extra pieces because you can stamp on these and fussy cut out. For example, this greeting here, you can stamp on this extra paper. And we're going to go ahead and fussy cut this one out for our old olive card. You just want to go all the way around this flower and its leaves, giving it a nice white border so that it will pop when we put it on the background. So you can be as detailed as you want with this and get inside some of these littler openings, or you can skip those pieces. So it's going to look like this when you're done. So the other couple pieces that you need is just a piece of basic white cardstock. This is going to be the background piece here. And if you don't want to use that, you don't have to. And it is just 1/8 of an inch larger than this background pattern piece. And then we're also using the small flower die cut on our second card. And so now that we have everything, we can go ahead and do the stamping. We're going to need one of each sentiment for the cards, and I'm going to use Pebbled Path from the kit. So every paper pumpkin kit comes with a stamp set and one ink spot. So I'm just going to ink that up and stamp it on this leftover paper from the envelope. And I'm going to do that again. Next, we're going to stamp some of the greeting on these half strips. And to do that, I need to first clean my stamp. So I've got my Simply Chamois. And then you're going to only ink up the areas that you want stamped. So for our first card, I have 1,000 good luck on the strip, and it's the angle that is pointing to the left. So to do this, you're going to take your ink spot and you're only going to ink up 1,000. Okay, you can double check. If you did get any ink on any of the other spots, you can just wipe those off. And that's going to go near the top. And then we're going to clean it again. And we'll repeat good luck. And if you want, you can flip it over. Sometimes that's easier to see where the ink is. And you can be more exact with it. So you just use the edge of the ink pad to ink up the words you're wanting to stamp. And then you can stick this right underneath, like that. Okay. And then we're going to take wishes from our stamped envelope. But for card number 2, we are doing 1,000 wishes. And so we need to stamp just wishes on the part that's pointing to the right. And we're going to stamp it right in the middle. So again, you're going to take the edge of your ink spot and just ink up the area that you want to stamp. And go back and forth a couple times to make sure you're getting a good amount of ink on that stamp. And then that just goes in the center. Just like that. Next, we're going to cut out the greetings that we need to finish the greetings for our cards. So for the first one, I'm going to do 1,000 good luck. And I'm just going to use my paper snips and cut a rectangle around them. And then when I'm ready, I will go ahead and separate those out. And then if you want, you can cut this wishes, but I like to have a little more space. And so I'm going to cut wishes from the bottom one so that I have enough space to cut around. And this paper is much thinner, so it's much easier to cut and fussy cut things, but it can tear also, so be really careful with it. If you want to use just regular basic white cardstock, you can do that as well. I just like to be able to use the paper that I have from the kit. Okay, so it's going to end up looking like that. So we can go ahead and start putting our cards together. I have my old olive card base, and I'm going to place my white paper underneath my pattern paper with just a little glue. And I'm going to do it at an angle. And if you want to skip this step, you can. You can just place it right in the middle of your card base. I like having just a little border to it. And I think that's popped up with dimensionals. Yep. So let's go ahead and add some dimensionals to that as well. There were some dimensionals that came in the kit, so you can use those or another sheet of dimensionals if you want. And you can place that at an angle on your card as well if you'd like, or you can try to make it straight, whatever is appealing to you. So it's going to look something like this when you're done. Then you're going to take your dandelion that we cut out from the envelope and add just a little liquid glue to that straight edge there. And then just make sure that the bottom straight edge is touching the bottom edge of the pattern paper, and that the straight edge is touching the straight edge of that paper on the right side. So just kind of push it up against the edges, and then just gently add a little pressure to make sure that is adhered. So it'll look like that. And then you're going to take 1,000 good luck and you're just going to slide it underneath. So as that's still liquid and it hasn't totally adhered yet, you can slide in your greeting. And you do want your greeting to be nice and straight. So that's why we've put it on after we've added the card, the other elements to the card, so that we can try to make sure it's straight. And then if you want to pop it up with dimensionals, you can, or you can just add a little liquid adhesive underneath, which is what I'm going to do. And just, again, make sure it's straight. If you want, you can pull out a ruler, but I think you can just eyeball it there. And I added it high enough above the dandelions that when I add wishes, you can still see the dandelions underneath. And I did pop up the wishes with some dimensionals. So if you need to cut any pieces from the edges, you can do that. And just place that right in the center below your greeting. And then I'm going to add one last thing as an embellishment. And I've just got some twine here. This is the crumb cake color from the Twine Essentials pack, Baker's Twine. And I have 24 inches. You can use any color. You could use white, black, gray. I have 24 inches and I've folded it in half, and then I'm going to kind of fold it in half again and find the center of the two pieces, because I'm just going to do a double bow and just with the knot. So nothing fancy here. The only thing is you just want to make sure that you pull both pieces at the same time so that you don't get one that's big and one that's small, that they're about the same size. And then you can trim the loop end so it's open, and then any excess. And then we're going to add that just with a glue dot. There were some glue dots that came in the kit, or if you have any extras left over from past cards kits, from paper pumpkin kits, you can use those too. That's what I've got. And I'm just going to put a glue dot on the outside, right by the S of wishes, and then lay my bow right over that. I'm going to bring these back together because I like my bow to look like one, so it's not like open all over. So that card is all done. It comes together really quickly, super fun, really colorful, and highlights that beautiful dandelion pattern in the background. For this card, we're going to use a card base of crumb cake. And we're going to take that piece and we're just going to add it right to the middle of the card base. And if you like horizontal cards, you could do this horizontal as well. I prefer vertical cards, so that's why I'm going to do this. I'm going to use my grid on my glass mat to make sure that it's even all the way across. I'm looking at maybe an inch or so from the top. And once it's in place, you can go ahead and smooth out your liquid glue. And then we're going to take the large wishes and add a couple dimensionals to it. And pop that on near the bottom. You do want to make sure that the left edge are meeting. It looks a little crooked, so I'm just going to bring it up a little bit. Okay, so something like that. It will overlap just slightly. And then we're going to add our flower. I'm going to place a dimensional over the center of the flower and then maybe just a glue dot on the leaf at the bottom. And that's just going to go right next to wishes, like that. And then you're going to take just 1,000. And I like to add the dimensionals first, and then I can separate it out. This edge here has some nice straight pieces, so I'm going to go ahead and just cut some of that off. And I can kind of see where that is, so I'm just going to go ahead and lay this over those words. It doesn't have to perfectly cover them. And then I can trim. If you want to use the good luck as well, you can. You would just use the same techniques here. Start with 1,000. And you can place it at an angle if you want, or straight on. Sometimes the angle is a little easier because then you're not worried about it being perfectly straight. You can use your take a pick tool to place it if you need to. Oh, I actually don't want it right in the center. I'm going to bring it over a little closer to the flower. There we go. Of course, we need to add a couple embellishments. So I'm going to use the gems that come in the kit. And I'm just going to do 3 here. So let's put 2 up here at the top. And we'll do 1 near the bottom by my greeting. And my card is all done. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching me create these 2 fun cards using the December 2023 Paper Pumpkin Kit. If you're interested in getting your own subscription to Paper Pumpkin, please use the link in the description box below to subscribe. If you would like to see step-by-step instructions or close-up images of these cards, you can visit my blog, creativechelsey.com. Thanks so much for watching. Have a creative day. Bye.